Welcome to Legal Video Resource. I'm Jason Weetolter. In this video, we're talking about headphones for deposition video. Headphones are another really easy to overlook, but really important piece of your deposition kit. The first requirement for any deposition headphone is that it's professional. What do I mean by that? Well, it's something that is going to last a long time, that's of high quality, and that's used in the profession. Because when it comes to what it is you're going to be, using on a day-to-day basis, you want something that's going to last for a long time and something that's kind of become an industry standard. So there are a number of different headphones that kind of fit this category, but I encourage you to take a look around on different websites and kind of see what fits your ear, pun intended, because there are actually a number of different things that are important about headphones for deposition video. One is that they are professional, they're well designed. That means your headphones that came with your iPhone or your phone are probably not a good fit for deposition video. They might work in a pinch if you for some reason your headphones fail and you only have those earbuds. That's probably okay. But when you're talking about what you want to be listening to, this is going to determine the quality of the audio that you're going to capture, or it's going to be one of the things that determines how well you can hear it and how well you can pick up problems and also correct those problems. So you want to pick a pair of headphones that are designed for audio mixing, audio post-production, audio production, so that you can hear really clearly what it is that's going on. Another way you need to make sure that they fit for you are that they are comfortable. Some people prefer in-ear headphones, some people prefer on-ear headphones, and some people prefer over-the-ear headphones. I used to mix and record a lot of times with over-the-ear headphones, and they work really well for me in post-production when I can wear them for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes at a time, and then take them off and go do something else or put them back on after a few minutes of a break. But in a deposition setting, those eventually give me a headache because they're pushing on my lower jaw. Now, on-ear headphones and in-ear headphones, those work just fine for me. So for me, in and on-ear work really well. I don't like the sound quality of in or on-ear headphones quite as much as over-the-ear headphones, because over-the-ear headphones have more space for bigger drivers, so you can hear or get better quality drivers. In and on-ear headphones don't have quite as much space, so it's a little bit harder to get those bigger drivers, but you can still get really good in and on-ear monitors. But if you got a choice and you're comfortable with any of those, I would suggest over-the-ear, because typically they have bigger drivers and thus better quality, or at least higher volumes, so you can turn it up, get really detailed, turn them back down so they're comfortable again. But you're going to be wearing these things all day long for hours on end. So make sure you get something that's really comfortable for you. Noise canceling headphones, this is optional. It's one more setting to worry about, which is kind of the downside. Sometimes I have a pair of noise canceling headphones that sometimes when you plug them into certain devices, they don't work until you turn on the noise canceling. Other times they'll work with other devices. They'll work without turning on the noise canceling feature. But some devices, they don't even work until you turn on the noise canceling feature. The plus side to noise canceling is that it cancels the noise around you, so you can focus on what is that's going on in your ears. But the downside to that is also it kind of artificially changes how and what it is you're listening to. So they might not be the best for deposition video, but they are, again, something that's kind of nice to have as an extra tool in the tool bag or the tool kit, because it is admittedly very nice when you're listening to something and you go, am I hearing that in my headphones, or is that something that I'm just hearing in the room around me that's not really coming through into the microphones? And so you can flip on and off the noise canceling and kind of hear what the difference is. But know that it's kind of artificially changing how and what it is you're listening to by using some phase or noise rejection features. And so you can run into this issue where you're hearing, with noise canceling on, you're not hearing what's actually being recorded. You're hearing something similar to it, but there might be other things that are kind of getting canceled out of that just because of the way the audio is in the room. So noise canceling, it's an optional thing, not something that's necessarily recommended, but it's one more setting to worry about, but it's also one more tool that you can use. Something else that's really important is cord length. I know you probably think, cord length, like why is that important to professional headphones? Well, you can make the mistake of getting a pair of headphones with maybe only a 2 or 3 foot long cord to them. And so you end up with a cable that's only a couple of feet long. And you might be standing behind your camera going, yeah, this is perfect. I can stand behind my camera. I can have these headphones on. These work great. They sound great. They're comfortable. This deposition is going to take all day long. So I think I'm going to sit for part of it. Go to sit down, and all of a sudden the headphones pop off your head because the cable or the camera swivels over one side because now the cable is pulled on the headphones and it's pulled the headphones off of your head, and it's also moved the camera at the same time because you only had a 2 or 3 foot long cable. Now, most headphones have 6+ foot long cords, and that's perfect. That's what you want. You want something that you can sit or move a few feet away from your camera comfortably without fearing the headphones popping off or you moving your camera because you just moved a few feet. So be conscious of the cord length. And if for some reason the headphones you really like don't have a long enough cord, you can get 1/8 inch extension cords or 3.5 millimeter extension cords or headphone extension cords, whatever term they give them. You can get headphone extension cords and give yourself 6 feet or 12 feet or 25 feet if you want to. So just be aware of that. When you're picking out headphones, get something that you kind of think through how you're going to use them and think about that cord length and make sure you're going to be able to use it the way you want to. Another nice feature of headphones for deposition video are that they're collapsible for storage purposes. Something that folds up into a really nice, neat little package that you can store in your kit. And the reason it's important that they're collapsible is because you want to be able to store them very efficiently in your kit because you don't want to ever have them leave your kit. You want to keep them in your kit at all times. You want to always have them with you. You want them to always be in that kit because there's something that's very easy to overlook. It's very easy to overlook a pair of headphones and think, yeah, I've got everything in my kit. I've got my camera, backup recorder, cables, I've got my mixer, I've got my backdrop, I've got my tripod, I'm ready to go. And you just head out the door, forgetting your headphones because you put them on your desk because you use them for a project. If you're going to do that, if you're going to use headphones for other projects, get 2 pairs of headphones. Or, have something in your kit that makes sure that you know that you didn't put your headphones back in that kit. But really, I'd recommend always keeping those headphones, whatever your deposition video headphones are, always keep them in your kit because they're so easy to just inadvertently overlook, especially if you use AirPods or some other type of earbuds with your phone or device, because you might think, oh, they're with my phone or device, I just pick up both at the same time, or you always have them in your pocket, or they're always in one bag or another. If you're used to that and you are kind of used to the fact that headphones are always with you in one form or another, but then in your deposition kit, you pull them out and put them on your desk and don't always put them back in the same place, it's really easy to forget them. Admittedly, I have done this on more than one occasion where I've forgotten my preferred headphones. Now, in my kit, I always have an extra set of headphones. They're not the preferred set that I like to use or wear all the time. They're the set that works and works well as a backup, but they're not my preferred set. But I've done this on a number of occasions, just left the headphones on my desk. The headphones that I wanted in my kit, I left them on my desk. And I usually keep them in my deposition kit, but for whatever reason, I would just leave them somewhere, use them for another project and forget to put them back, get to the deposition, pull everything out, start to monitor audio and go, uh-oh, and then go pull out the backup set of headphones and use those. And so I've never been without headphones, but there have been situations where I've looked down, I've gone, darn, I really wish I had those other ones, because they would just feel better, or they'd make my life easier, or I wouldn't have a headache at the end of the day because I would have my preferred headphones, not these over-the-ear ones. So headphones, something you always want to have with you, something that needs to be really comfortable, and something that needs to be really professional, lets you hear everything very, very clearly. They are incredibly important for deposition video. Your eyes and your ears are two of the most important things because you are the videographer watching the video, monitoring that video throughout the day, and listening to that audio throughout the day. And if you can't do that and can't do it comfortably and you're distracted by other things, then you're not going to do your job well. So invest in a really good pair of headphones for deposition video. Well, hey, thanks for joining us today. If you found this video interesting or helpful, I encourage you, click subscribe down below, because as we post new content to this channel, you'll be the first to know about it. Also, if you have a question or a comment, something you want more details about, let us know in the comments down below. We'll try to answer those there or in some future video. Again, thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you next time on Legal Video Resource.